Continuing here. Yeah, I was talking about these pet peeves I have, these arbitrary traffic laws that make no sense. I mean, I cannot blame the traffic engineers for the things I'm going to keep talking about here for a minute. Because I know they're far too smart to understand that things should be designed a lot different on the streets. If there's something deeper, and I'm not being paranoid, I'm not being cynical to suggest that, okay? And this is what I mean. Pointing out this limit line business. Okay, if they really say it's safe, you should stop 5 feet back from the limit line, you understand? Then make the limit line 5 feet back from where they put it. You understand? Because we all know people are driving up to the limit line and they can't be ticketed. So they're not offending, but it's frustrating the crap out of other drivers. So that to me is it. I mean, the frustration in life, starts sometimes on the highway and saying, well, this doesn't make sense. Why is it like this? I mean, there it is. It's too many people. Are we overpopulated? Okay, people have to face this traffic day in and day out on the freeways. I'd go insane. I'd say, well, why in the hell don't they have a monitor that says, slow down now to 25 miles an hour, even though you're doing 80, because right up ahead the traffic is stopped. So wouldn't you rather do a steady 25 if you know that's the rate of speed that'll keep the traffic flowing and you don't have to use your brakes constantly, accelerating, decelerating, using all your gas, using up the wear and tear in your vehicle. Okay? I mean, am I the only guy with a brain out there? But you have a monitor, you're on the LA freeway, you're doing 80, and just around the next bend, traffic it's dead stopped. You understand? They've got to tell people, no, drive this speed now, okay, so you're not slamming your brakes on in a couple of seconds here. You understand? I mean, it makes no sense. It's just unnerving to me. Plus, people punching clocks. What is this? Can't they stagger the time that people get off work, the time that they start work? Stagger it by 5 minutes. Do different things. There's ways that they could circumvent all that traffic. And this limit line business, I mean, I'm just telling you, they need to have one, like in a pedestrian crosswalk, maybe they need 2 limit lines. They say, yeah, you could go up to the edge of this limit line, but this one over here, that protects the pedestrians, you stay 10 feet away from that one. You understand? So it's not like there aren't solutions to these problems that in the name of public safety, in the name of saving the public stress and their nerves, okay, there's things that could be done. And there's a reason why they're confounding us on every level. I'm telling you, they're playing with our heads. It's a psycho-spiritual battle that's going on. They don't want people happy. They don't want people content. They don't want us living at peace with one another. They want us to have problems. They want us to be miserable. They want us to blow our brains out. They want us to just believe in overpopulation and that the problems are too overwhelming. We can't fix it, so we just got to look after old number one. See, that's buying into this whole dog-eat-dog, social Darwinian economic paradigm that they have been laying out there for decades upon decades. In the industrial age, they had to change it up a little, and they had to get a little trickier and a little more deceptive and all that to pull people into it, to get them to go along. They need a lot of people, so they have a lot of clout. So the establishment itself is like one behemoth monopoly, one big giant-ass special interest group, the whole establishment, working against the rest. So it's us against them. I mean, and nobody knows who's divided how. I mean, I don't believe we're divided by communists and capitalists or Republicans and Democrats or anything else, liberal or conservative. I don't believe all that crap. But that's the kind of crap they want you to believe. They want you to believe it's that cut and dried and that simple. It is not. It is not at all. I mean, it's convoluted to the nth degree. And to get to the bottom of it, you have to, turn to God and say, God, you know what? Show me what I need to see so I can really understand the magnitude of the evil I'm facing in this world, how they're screwing with my mind. And of course that makes me angry. It does. It turns me into a mean, frustrated, grumpy person that's on edge. And this is what you got. This is, driving it's indicative. I see it all the time, people, and I've seen it in myself way too many times in the past. And I'm way turning a new leaf. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you know what? I mean, just to be a nice guy all the time, a nice driver all the time, and You know, it's hard. It's hard, but we've got to try. And driving is a good exercise. It's a good practice for being a nice guy all the time in all your dealings, your business dealings, you know, whatever you offer society or combination thereof, the commodities you offer or the services you offer, okay, or a combination thereof. Whatever we're doing for our fellow man, wherever we meet people, and doing business, okay, we can be kind and nice, and we can help enlighten people. We can help change minds and shape minds into thinking properly and understanding that we are brothers and sisters. We are one family, and this is the only attitude, the only spirit we're ever going to embrace that's going to bring us happiness, because it's approved from on high. We've got to be nice to each other. We've got to give a damn about each other. And the way we drive is emblematic. It's indicative of the kind of people we are. And believe me, I fall flat in many ways. I've got personality disorders coming out the wazoo, but of all of them, the only good thing I got going for me, okay, is this. The next time that you're having a hard time dealing with things, you're stressed out, you're fearful, worried, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and say, God, please help me to count my blessings. And then go through the blessings that come to your mind. And a lot of them will come. They'll rush in, one after another, and you start thanking for this. Thank you, God, for that. Thank you for this person. Thank you for that. Bless this person. Bless that person. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. And all of a sudden, all that is lifted. You realize, I am a good, decent human being. God made me. He gave me the right. That's what it is. It's a privilege. It's a prerogative we have to be really good, decent, upstanding people, to be pure of heart, and to say, I'm just going to be the nicest guy in the world, and I hope to meet the nicest people, only the nicest people. And my reality is someday it's going to be the reality of the whole world. We're all going to live in peace and harmony and safety and security. And all the evildoers, they can be somewhere else. If they don't want to live in a world like that, of contentment and joy and peace and safety and security and prosperity and freedom for everybody, they're not going to be there. I don't have to condemn them, though. I don't even have to fixate on them. And like it's written, like Nietzsche said, you know, beware that you don't stare into the abyss too long, lest you become like the abyss. And that's the danger of, you know, like listening to guys like Alex Jones, as much as I like to listen to the show too. But he's out there, man. I mean, he's laid it all on the line. So that's why I respect and admire the guy. I love the guy a lot, is because he has put his life on the line. He knows that there's a lot of people that hate him, but they also hate me, and they hate you too if you stand against injustice, unrighteousness in the society, in the world, and you're fighting for justice and all good things. And mercy is heard far too infrequently. I never hear Alex talking about showing mercy. But does he like to be shown mercy? He freely admits he's far from perfect. He's got a lot of personality disorders. He knows he doesn't like to use expletives and cuss as much as he does, but you know, he's weak and he falls into it. He vents and gets stuff off his chest, and we all understand that's kind of good. It's cathartic. It's purgative, right? So we understand, okay? But you know, nonetheless, we admit that we're not as good as we could be and would like to change this or that. But I guarantee you, I promise everybody out there, you'll never want to change your godly instinct from being what it is, the same as mine. I don't have any special powers. I don't have any advantage over. I don't want any advantage. I don't want to be better than anybody. I just want to be equally loved. I want to have the equal privileges, equal rights, and they're God-given, like the Constitution. We figured out our forefathers were really smart people when they wrote God as the only one that could supersede the Constitution. It's in there, the right to pursue happiness. That's the right to freedom and equality. You understand? Universal. Understand, for all men, it cannot be withheld from anyone. This is a beautiful thing. So you'll never be sorry that you valued and embraced and beheld those things and cherished those things, those values. You'll never be sorry that you decide to be an equalitarian, an egalitarian, a good American, believing in universal freedom and prosperity and safety and security for all of humanity. I promise you. I promise you. Okay? I'll let you put a bullet through my brain. Okay? If anybody I'm talking to is ever sorry that they took that path of just saying, no, I'm going to have a pure heart. If God says it's okay, I can be like Jesus Christ, and I can behold those same values and preach those same values and teach, and that's what's right and proper, and that's what's going to bring me happiness, and that my welfare is somebody else's welfare, and that this is, you know, my selflessness is part of being selfish, you see, because we go this thing together. We don't go it alone. You know, love isn't love till you give it away, and all good things aren't all good things until you're willing to give them away. You can't enjoy having great material wealth, okay, in this realm if you're not willing to have that others have it. You can't, because you have a conscience, and you can't run away from it and find true happiness, and you can't ignore it. You can't. You can't put blinders on and say ignorance is bliss and say what God thinks isn't as important as what I think. You can't do that, because it's just, you're living a pseudo reality, and you're going to wake up from it. Just like sands in an hourglass. Everybody knows it's science. It's not being negative. Our existence is running out. We have this little brief window of time to figure out who exactly we want, what are our values, you know, and then to really cling on to those things, cleave on to those things, and understand your soul is first and foremost, your conscience. You should value that, even if it pains you sometimes to go with it. You can't deny it. You'll never find true happiness. It's a little window of time, like a dream. We all know we have to wake up from it. We don't know how it's going to change. I believe in everlasting life, eternal life, and the resurrection of the dead. Nevertheless, scientifically speaking, I have to face the music too. I know I have to face death, like we all do. We're all mortals. We all live in this body of death. And, you know, it's tough being human. We know that. Sometimes we feel very affectionate. Sometimes we don't, because we don't even feel it toward ourselves. We don't even like ourselves. We hate ourselves. We loathe ourselves, self-loathing. And it gets into a whole lot of different stuff, like the lack of self-control. And, you know, I don't feel sexy right now. I feel like I need a shower, you know, this sort of thing. And I'm not in the mood, you know. But other times, you know, I feel like I'm possessed by a demon. I'm so much in the mood, you know. So it's a very paradoxical existence that we live. And we've got to help each other to understand this, and to treat each other in a lot of ways with kid gloves. And if that works, fantastic. If that fails, we've got to step it up, but in a tactful, divinely approved from on high method in order to reach people. Because if we don't, we fail. We're ineffective. We're not going to glean anything from it. We're not going to glean any happiness because we failed. So, you know, first and foremost on our list of what is defining success is being effective in reaching people with proper values and saying, look, behold this dream is temporary. And unless you play the game by God's rules, you'll never find true happiness. And it's not a religious thing, it's a cosmic thing. It's a proper thing. It's a values thing. And we're in it together. So another traffic law. It's like this. You know, if it's really important to the safety on a highway that people drive 55, then tell me, why don't they make the speed limit 45 when they darn well know that people are generally driving 5 to 10 miles above the speed limit? Do you understand? You see, it makes no sense. So there's something more going on here. Okay, that's another point. Another thing, a license plate light. Have you ever wondered how stupid is that? Why? I mean, I have been pulled over for having a blown license plate light when I forget that I even have one. Why does anybody need a license plate light? It is a stupid, arbitrary, and capricious law. Think about what I'm saying. At night would be the only time you need a light, of course, right? Because there's daylight, there's sunshine to illuminate everything. At night, okay, you have headlights. You have to have headlights. Every police car has working headlights, right? You can't drive a car at night without headlights. That's utterly unsafe. So when the headlights are on, shining on your license plate, okay, a license plate light is of no value at all. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but that is one stupid law, okay? I'm the first guy I've ever heard point that out. Am I a genius? What the hell's going on here? Oh, and they're worried about red light runners causing accidents, and this is why we got to put cameras in everywhere. Thank God. San Diego, the city of San Diego, decided we're taking all those down. Good for them. Yeah, I mean, how bogus is that to get a red light ticket? You can't even confront your accuser. It's a camera, right? Oh, we don't know if it was set wrong. How do we know? Can we check the specs? Oh no, we have this trusted expert, this technician. He says it's okay. So, here's your ticket. Pay it.